Alrighty, so thanks for coming. First of all, you guys, appreciate it. I'm going to go over Stream Deck and some of the how I use it and some of the things that I do and how I integrate it with OBS as well. So you can kind of see. I may get into the OBS part of it. The thing is whenever I switch to like the game show scene and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be all skewed and all the pictures aren't going to be lined up. So just keep that in mind. I'm doing it more to show you switching from scene to scene and that kind of thing. So let's get right to it. Basically, this is the software that you get. Okay, so you have the Stream Deck software. And this is what I keep it on my my start page. I even named it start page. You can rename these. Here's all the different ones. I have like when we play Plus Word with 2 team, then Plus Word when we have the 3 team. This used to be the H&M show. We now are the Tinkering show. Hey, Tom Langle, how are you, sir? I'm well. Can't hear you, but that's okay. Just ask questions if I'm in the middle of it. So ask questions if you have questions. And then you can see the different game shows. I have different setups and all that kind of stuff. Tinkering, when I do the Tinkering show on Wednesday, I have all different themes, and I'll click on these so you can see that I have different buttons, and I change the icons and do different things with each one of those. So there's things that you can do, but like I said, this is my start page. Let's start with that. When I first come on, I have 5 monitors, but all monitors are turned off. When I first come on, I click the Chrome, then I click Voicemeeter, then I click OBS usually. I open those 3 automatically. And if I'm getting ready to do a meeting or an event or something like that, I also click the Zoom. But these are all shortcuts to just open those from your computer. I don't have to go find the icon or go up and do this and all this kind of stuff. They're all right here. I can just click on this. I can open up Camtasia. If I'm going to work on a video, I can click Camtasia. Pixlr. I open Pixlr all the time, so it actually will open a website for you as well. Sometimes for work, I'll do TeamViewer where I need to get on the computer at work, so I'll click on TeamViewer. I can do all of that from that front page, which is very, very convenient. It'll open up websites, it'll open up apps, and all that kind of stuff. So to open up, so for example, if I click on the Chrome, this is in the software, okay? This is not on the device. This is on the software, which mimics the device. So I'm going to show you right now. That's the device. If you look, whatever one I have chosen, it comes up right here. You can see Chrome, Voicemeeter, OBS, and Zoom. Those are the 4 that I hit every time. And it looks just like that. And if it's, one thing that's really kind of cool too, is if you have an animated GIF. So for example, I think it's Hollywood Circles, like these 1, 2, 3, all those, they're animated. It won't be animated on here, but if I go over to the table camera, you see how the one's spinning around and that little guy's spinning around. It's kind of cool. So you can do animated GIFs right on your Stream Deck that bring it in. I thought that was kind of cool. Like this is the X player and this is the O player for the contestants in that game show that I do. And it shows animated right on here. So that's a quick visual thing for me to go right to those 2 things. So that's kind of appealing too, to have that. I'm going to go back to the start page, go back to this one. If you notice right here, a lot of times, and I'm going to click on the arrow button. So I clicked on this, okay? But that allows me to draw arrows. It's really kind of cool. So you can see those arrows. It's a shortcut for an app that's, for me, it's called Epic Pen, which I use to draw on screen so I can show you guys. You guys are seeing the arrow, right? Just nod your head or say something. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. All right, so to erase that, I'm on my Stream Deck. I'm going to hit the erase, which is also a shortcut. Takes all those arrows away. Let's say I actually want to show you some. See, it's still trying to draw an arrow. You see the red dots. It's still, I'm still in that edit mode. I mean, I'm in the arrow mode. So I'm going to hit erase on my Stream Deck. In order to edit, let's say I wanted to change this to adjust brightness. Somebody say something so my headset.
Something.
Just say something out loud so my headset comes on. Okay, thank you. There you go. All right. So I can't do anything yet because I'm still in edit mode. But what's cool, what's really awesome for me, I can hit erase and I can hit this pencil. So I'm going to hit this pencil next. And what that does, now the arrow won't show. It actually lets me edit on my device or whatever. You saw how I can change things here. I can change these things now, and I can do or add or whatever. I can do stuff on there. So,
Michael,
yeah.
I'd like to ask you a question, and I know the answer, but I think it's important here. Is what we're looking at right now is the app on your computer. We're not your other screen that you've shared a couple times is the device itself. So what we're looking at right now is how to set it up and use it from the app that's on your computer. Is that correct?
Yeah, great question. So right here is the table camera. These are the buttons I'm hitting. Here's the little buttons down at the bottom. Here's how to get an arrow. Here's how to hit the square around something. So yeah, to show you that, I'm showing you see, like it's like right now, I'm in this mode. I'm making squares, and you can't see that. But if I go to edit mode. If I go to edit mode and I switch to the bottom window, I made these squares on the software.
Right.
Okay. And now I'm actually going to hit this erase button right here. I'm going to hit it on the Stream Deck, and that erases all those things. I like this because I'm always presenting and showing to you guys. So this is why I do it this way. So you can see it. I'm just using my left hand to hit an arrow. So you can do that. But I want to erase the arrow and quickly go to edit because I want to now go to the pencil or show you. But see, it's kind of cool in edit mode because that app is open, and that app is over here. This is the Epic Pen, and this is all it looks like. It's right there. I could set up all kinds of different things. I could have text on screen. I could do a highlighter. I can do just a circle around something or a square. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. This is back to the cursor. I need to get back to the cursor. So it's really kind of cool. It's a cool app, Epic Pen. I did a daily tip on it as well. But I like having the convenience of this because a lot of times I'm teaching you guys. So that's why I have those 4 things that I do all the time down there in the bottom. Okay. So if I click on Voicemeeter, okay, this opens the executable file. And I have to go to the app and file and find it, and you have to find the path, and it gives you that, and it opens up Voicemeeter. If I open up Chrome, same thing. It has the app and the path and everything. This is how you set up stuff from your computer, okay? Just stuff like that, OBS. Now, if I open up Pixlr, it gives me the path, okay? It actually gives me the URL, pixlr.com/editor. So that's how you would get a URL on there. And all I have to do is click that and it opens it up right away in my browser. Very, very convenient. Okay, so it'll do on desktop, like my Camtasia's a download that I bring on. And if you notice I keep the Stream Deck down in the bottom right corner. I almost do that, not always in the bottom right corner, but I always keep a copy of the Stream Deck. See, like right here's a copy of Stream Deck. Because let's say one of the buttons isn't working. Now I had to use every space there, so I couldn't put the Stream Deck there, which is fine. I could do a different level. Like here in Stream Deck, you can go to different levels. Like when I do intros, I can go here, and if I click on intros, I'm going to click on intros on my Stream Deck. Okay, what it does, you can see it says content 6 items down here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but what's cool about that, if I do hit intros, I actually put their pictures in there. And I can click on that individual person. It'll open up their image during the game night. It's really kind of cool. So it's like a different level. And if you notice when I hit that, I hit intro, I always save a back arrow in the top left because it brings me up to the back to the next level. So I can hit this arrow. I'm gonna hit that arrow right now. Somebody say something again, my headset. Just periodically say something.
Something.
Thank you very much. Any kind of noise or sound.
Something.
Yeah. So when I'm doing game night, like this is a perfect example. So right here, I can go quickly with my left hand. I have my Stream Deck. If you look, I'm going to show you my camera. Right here, I can go from team 1, which is red, okay, team 2, and then team 3. I can switch right between all 3 teams really quickly, and it'll take me scene to scene to scene. And then if they get it right, I hit the clap or applause, and it's animated. You know, when I hit that, it's animated. Okay, I'm sorry. See? Boom. See? That's what happens. So it's really kind of cool that you can do that, you know? So you can actually go to that and it gives the applause and it goes right to the right thing. So let me go back now. This is where it might lock up. Sometimes OBS does lock up. I've sent them feedback on this, but let me go back to my tinkering. Let's see. It may lock up and I might have to restart OBS. But that's okay. I can restart OBS. Let me go here. Let me go off real quick and back onto my camera. I think it has to do with my C922. I use my C922 when I do OBS. So that locks up when I try to switch scene collections, which is what I tried to do, is go to scene collection. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to hit the X and it says OBS Studio is not responding. Then I'll have to close the program. Then I let it sit for a couple seconds and open it right back up. So again, we're tinkering. You're learning. I'm learning. But
does it only do it with that 922, or will it do it with all Logitech cameras?
Because my tinkering with tech was using the C922 in OBS, because it was using that camera, and then I switched over to PlusWord where it's also using the C922, it'll switch once, but then when I try to switch back, I think OBS gets confused. I mean, I don't want to go into great detail on that. I'm trying to do a demo on Stream Deck right now, but I mean, we can talk about that afterward. Okay, so now I just clicked the button for OBS and see it brought up the same scene that I was in. Now you don't see that because I switched off of the OBS camera, but I'm going to switch back. Now I'm going to try and switch scene collection, go back to tinkering, and it should come on. And it did. It came right on. See, for whatever reason, you can only switch once, but that's just a glitch with OBS. Anyway, back to the Stream Deck. So I can click these buttons, and these buttons, what's kind of cool is if I go to, I'm going to go to bottom window. There we go. Okay, so what's cool on this is that, like I said, I can open up Zoom. It'll open up the Zoom execute, any of these kind of things that I want to do. I can go to the start page, and I just have to remember not to hit these. But any of these game nights and stuff that I do, the most recent one, I started playing with matches. There's one that I actually have sounds. It's just called sounds. So if I click on sounds, I can do applause, or I can do a wah, 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 wah. You can do all kinds of different sounds. So you have different sounds that you can put in, you know, like sometimes you want a big yay or a happy birthday or something like that. You could have all these different sounds right here. Just click it and that sound will play. And then you just have to remember to go back, hit the back arrow to come back to what you're doing. It's just getting in a habit of using those and doing those. And that's kind of cool. I like the sounds ones because when you click those, you can see I have that sound on my E drive, which is an external hard drive. And then the action would be to play or stop. And you go over here, how you get those and what you do with those are all over here. There's a lot of different things that you can do that Stream Deck has added. If you notice over here, here's the controller center. Okay, it has that. Then they have game capture, OBS. So when I did those OBS and those different scenes and stuff, so let's go back up here. All of these are set up on a different scene in that game. Okay, if I go to, I'm in tinkering, so let me go, and up here on the left, if you notice, this one is next profile. This one will always take you to the next profile. So for me to toggle through, like right now I'm playing with matches, if I hit this button, I'm going to hit it right now. And do you see which button I'm talking about up here in the top left? Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure. Okay. So if I hit that, that takes me back to all it's doing, because remember, I was just on playing with matches and it moved me right to the start. So the next one, if I toggle through these, it's just going to walk me through every single one. Toggle, 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 toggle. I'm just going to each. There's tinkering. There's try to guess that game show. Then Forbidden 3. So if you look, Forbidden 3 is right here. It's going to go to Hollywood Circle next. If I hit that, boom, Hollywood Circle. Drawing game, playing with matches, and then back to the top. Okay. But at any time, you can immediately go to one of those just by clicking the down arrow and going there. This is on the app, okay? This is how you do that. To hit the button in the top left toggles me through. And I added that, if you, again, remember, I added a switch. I call it switch. I even put the name there. I could actually make an icon for it. It's kind of cool. But I kind of like that because it's a quick identifier for the Stream Deck to switch between them. And then next profile. You have choices, you know, what you want to do. And this is next profile is perfect for me. You can, and right here, if you look at the Stream Deck on the right-hand side, I'm going to draw for you. You can see what I'm saying. Stream Deck right here. Okay. Then you can create a folder. You can switch profiles. You have multi-action. Multi-action is really, really cool. So for example, if I wanted to, if you remember that game show when I did the applause, I can have a multi-action. I can have it go from one scene in OBS to another scene in OBS. So for example, if I wanted to go to applause with everybody showing and then take myself back to a main screen, I could have this multi-action, which is really cool. I could have it do that for me. Or I could have the sound separate and I could just automatically open up this, start the sound, and then after the sound is playing, open up a different scene. So there's a lot of cool things you can do on a multi-action too. You can set a timer, okay? So you have the option for a timer as well on that. It's really kind of cool. And then you can adjust the brightness on your Stream Deck, how bright it is for you. I mean, how much you want to see and all that kind of stuff. So that's just on the stream. These are just Stream Deck functions. Those are just functions of Stream Deck. Now system, this is where I got the website, or I have like Chrome or anything like that. I can open up the Chrome browser and that kind of stuff. So that's how you would start that. Now, how to do that? Let me get to one that doesn't. Okay, so this one right here, +42, does not have anything in here. How do you add that? How do I add something? So if I want to add a website, I just took this and I'm dragging it and dropping it in whichever open square. I can even overwrite one that's already there. And I drop that in. Now I can make my own title. I can go over here. I can actually pick, let's set from file. Okay, you can create a new icon. I don't do that because it's so tedious and it ends up in where I'm going set from file anyway, because I do a lot of my stuff in Google Drive. So if I wanted just the Chrome icon, I could just take this real fancy Chrome 2 icon and look at there, it puts it right there for me. That's just quicker and easier for me. I can create it, but what's cool is I can also put the text. I can put like, this is Chrome. So I type Chrome and notice how it goes down at the bottom. It's written in there. You don't have to put any words, but that just allows you to do that. I can go to here and I can change. I can make it bigger. I can make it bold. I can I can do all kinds. I don't like white because white on white's not that great. Plus those are light colors. I can go and change it to black or dark. Let's just do dark red just to see what it looks like. See, it just changed it to dark red. Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can adjust where it is. I might want it right in the middle of the whole thing or at the top, middle, or down. I can put it wherever I want. But still, if I hit that button, I'm hitting it. So I'm going to go onto the Stream Deck itself and I'm going to hit that Chrome button and nothing happens. I'm just telling you, nothing happens. You know why? Because if you look right here, there's no URL for it. There's no I got to put a URL in there. So I would just go, I'm just going to go to the tinkering website. I'm going to put that in there just so you guys can see that. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave that, the tinkering website. So I can actually change all this. Okay. So I'm going to go to tinkering. Now, what would I hit? I need to change that icon because I want to change it to the tinkering icon. What do I have to do? Anybody? Up in the top right, if you see right here, you see this little arrow. I'm not sure if you can see that. I hope you can. Let me draw it to see. Let me go to, well, I can't draw on screen, but here, there's in this where the Chrome button is down here at the bottom, there's an arrow right there that I can set from file. I can actually go and get the tinkering logo, which is right here. That's the thumbnail. I can take this one hit OK. And now see there, I put the Tinkering logo. So now it'll open up the Tinkering site, have the name Tinkering, but you know what? Tinkering's already on here and I can identify it. I'm going to take that title out. So now I just have this. Okay. So now I have it. Whenever I press on that, it'll take me right to the Tinkering site. So if I am on, let's say I'm on my YouTube channel. I'm going to pull my YouTube channel down so you can see. You're going to see it when I click that button, it's going to actually open up to the website, the Tinkering site. So boom, I hit it. Look at there. Took me right to the Tinkering site. How about that? That button worked that quick. I just designed that, did that, added that in like 2 seconds, and the button worked fine. Any questions on that as far as adding a website or whatever and changing the button?
Just suppose you had all the, I don't know how many buttons there are, 15 of them or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So suppose they were all full, but you say you weren't going to use the drawing one with the arrow, but you wanted to put a different one in its place. Could you do that?
Yes.
Different levels.
Yeah, you would do exactly like, remember how I did, let me go to, like this one's full. The Hollywood Squares, because I have the 9 contestants and the 9 participants and then the 2 contestants and then correct answer and comments. So that's all taken up. So if I wanted to have a different level, I would add, let me go back to the one where it had the, okay, it's like the sounds. Like sounds right here. Remember when I hit sounds? That is a different level. So you can have, okay, so I've got 15, they're all taken right here, right? But if I hit sounds, I got 15 more. Well, actually 14 more because the top left one's being taken. But I could have another level under this that has 14 more, then another level under this with 14 more. Does that answer your question, or am I not real clear on that? I'll be glad to.
But it's, yeah, but if you would have to click the sound button in order to see those other, whatever level.
Yes, but you're right. But you can name this whatever you want. I just chose that one because that's where I have a second level. So let's go back to this one. Let's create what you're talking about. So what you're saying is, I want to create I want to create something that's going to take me into 14 more boxes. That's what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yes. All right. So if I create a folder, let's say, okay, so that folder, and then the content would be in that folder would be there. I would have all those things in that folder. So I could name this See More. Okay. So when I click on that, now I have a whole nother level, a whole nother folder. And it automatically puts that arrow in the top left. So I got 14 more things that I can put in here. So if I wanted to add in, I don't know, whatever, if I wanted to add in another website or something, you know what I'm saying? I can just drag it, put it here. Here's another website. Here's another website. And then, here's something from my computer, whatever, anything like that. So I have all those. And then if I wanted another level, all I would do is I like to use the same spot. If I'm going to keep digging down, I would use the same spot. And what I would do there is I would add a folder again. I would go to Stream Deck and create a folder. So right here, when I click on this folder now, watch what happens. It's going to take me down another level. So in order to get back where I was, I'm going to click that left arrow up there. See it up at the top left. I'm going to hit that, hit that. So that is all going into each folder. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can darn near put everything you want to do in those things.
Yes. Yes,
like
you can.
Facebook or any of those. You can stick any of them in there.
Yep. So I don't want this. I don't want this for next time because I was just doing this for the demo. So I'm going to go into this folder and you can see I have it selected because it has blue around it. Then I'm going to hit the trash can and I'm going to delete that. And it deleted everything and everything below it. It took everything out of there, below it and above, etc. So that is how you do Stream Deck. That's how you add a button. That is how you also switch between your different profiles. They call them profiles, okay? It does have settings. You can change settings for all these accounts. You can add profiles here. You can start a whole new one by hitting the plus sign down in the bottom left here. I can start a whole new profile if I wanted to. If I had a new game that I was doing and I wanted to add that profile. But you talk about convenience. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, when I'm hitting this button to toggle through. When I go in and I do plus word, you can see where I have the scene where it's a 1-word clue, 2-word
Right.
answer. I have the bonus. I have comments. I have clapping. I can always go back. If as a default bottom left corner, my finger can if I want to go to everybody showing, you know how sometimes I just, after the word's been given and we're just sitting there shooting, jabbing and stuff, bottom left corner is my default. I can click that and it automatically takes me to everyone being seen, which is the bottom left. Then I actually have an ending for the show. I can click that top right to end the show and it starts the music and I can do my talking and that kind of stuff. It's really, really convenient. I mean, it helps me during the show. That whole bottom row, I'm just working that whole bottom row. I'm just sitting there just going through these. I have my finger on these 3, go to team 1, team 2, team 3. Then I go back to, if I need to go to team 2 or whoever's next, I just toggle through and I keep my fingers right here during the game on this one. My right hand is actually keeping the timer going, starting and stopping the timer, and then entering in. When somebody gets it wrong, I have to put a 1 on a spreadsheet and it automatically forces the numbers. So my right hand's doing all kinds of different stuff, but my left hand is free to switch the scenes. So if I'm stuck somewhere or something's going on, I can click my pinky right here and it'll always take me back to the scene where all of us are talking and whatever, which is kind of cool. If I got a correct answer, I just have to move my finger over to clap. That's what's going on behind the scenes during a game show. When I'm doing that game show and what's going on, I'm using that bottom row. And meanwhile, so if I'm giving, let's say I have Hangout windows open in one of my window because I might get given 2 words. I have to type in 2 words. Okay, so I type in 2 words in the Hangout message box to give the people their clue so they know what words they have to get. And then while they're doing that, I'm clicking this button, 1-word clue, 2-word answer. I click that so that graphic comes up and shows you, hey, 1-word clue, 2-word answer, while I'm typing those 2 words in. There's a lot of stuff going back and forth and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on that there's that C922 that didn't come back in. That's what happens. And I have to go switch off and then I'll switch back. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I know. I have to go to the C920, then back to the C922. That's the issue with OBS, and I send them feedback on that all the time. But so that's the stuff going on in the background. That left hand is covered by Stream Deck. Even during our Tinkering with Tech show, if I switch over to the Tinkering show, right there, I have me only. Okay, so let me go to switch over to that. So let's go to the table camera. Let's just show you the Stream Deck. Down the bottom left is I have an icon. You can kind of see the silhouette icon of a person. That's our guest. If I ever want to just go to the guest, I just click that and it goes right to the guest. This is me only. And then I have the next one over where my middle finger is right here. This one, that's 2 people. And I got 2 little, I got an image off the internet that says 2 folks. So I have 2 folks. That would be Heather and I. We're just in there chatting. It's just the 2 of us. And then on this one, this is the 2 of us within 2 circles. This is normal 2 folks just side by side in squares. And then I have 2 circles. And you say, well, why do you have all those different things of just you 2? And the thing is, they say people's attention span is 11 seconds. They start to lose it. So if you can change it just a little bit, I just change it from squares to circles, or add in something where a ticker's going, that keeps their attention. It helps keep their attention. So during the show, you'll see me switching between those, but I can do it with my left hand on my Stream Deck. I can just sit there and go through the guest is talking. I can immediately hit my pinky because that's the important person for me. I can click my pinky and that guest comes on screen while he's talking. Even if we're talking in the background. If you ever watch an interview or a video of somebody doing an interview, it's not the host might be talking, but it's the guest that's being seen. They don't always go from one to the other to flip to the other like Hangouts used to do. Anybody that's talking, it just pulls up. If you ever watch a real interview, a lot of times they'll take a different angle of that person and stuff like that because they're trying to change the scene up. They're trying to change and get that different scene. So that's what I'm doing by doing this. I set up these different things. If I need to go to comments, I can just click on comments and bring up, this is how I used to do it. I now use StreamYard, so things are different. And we don't have StreamYard integration. So my show's different now, but this is the way I used to do it when I had that and everything else. And then if I wanted to do a screen share, I have a scene right here in the bottom right. If I wanted to do a screen share, that one pulls up a scene where it has me, Heather, and the guest all in the little corners, and then the screen shares in the middle so you can see what we're talking about. So all I had to do was just hit those to do that. I also, if you look on here, you can see I have mute and mute. I haven't named them, but if I need to mute the guest, let's say a dog came in or there's a real echo or there's a screeching sound, I can immediately hit this button up here and it mutes them. Or if my dog, let's say my wife comes home and I'm in the middle of a live show, my dog just goes nuts. I can mute myself quickly with my left hand. I don't have to go find it in OBS. I don't have to find my mute button. I don't have to go searching for all that stuff. I can just click it and mute that. So I add those things in there so I can immediately take care. It's better to be proactive than reactive is what I always say. If I know situations that come up. If I have this come up, I can be ready for that by using Stream Deck. I'm using that to my advantage. I have the opportunity to, okay, I'm going to set this up because this scene might happen. I just started doing it and I did it for, I think it's the new game, Match Game. Yeah, playing with matches. I don't know. I must not have added. I thought I had a thing like, for example, when, let's say you're having issues. Let's say somebody drops off and all the pictures get skewed because I'm using Zoom to bring all those in. I created a standby page, kind of a cool little standby page that would go there and, hey, we're having some technical difficulty. You can still hear me, but I don't want it being seen with everything all skewed. So I've been working on that to add that in. Like I said, I don't think I've added it, but I've been working on it. But that's the kind of thing I'm trying to be proactive versus reactive. Everybody panics. Oh my God, what do I do? So-and-so dropped out. I got to wait for them to come back. Now I got to push them into this spot and I got to do that. I mean, so that's what normally goes on. I've done this so long that I don't care. You know, if I wanted to be on TV, that would become really important. But I'm doing live, anything can happen and I just go with it and have a great time doing it. That's the key thing. And I think you guys get that as an audience member out there. You guys get that. We're just having fun. It's screwed up. Hold on, guys. You know, give me a second. That's kind of what we do. And so me, I've learned to do this and add some of these things. Like I said, it's better to be proactive versus reactive. We're at about 40 minutes.
Like you and sound.
Right. Yeah.
Sir Michael.
Yeah.
Could I screen share for a minute? And we're going to talk about screen. I haven't changed subjects, but I had a couple issues to resolve, and I will have a question. But here's how I use Stream Deck because I use it. You see my screen, right?
Yes.
That's the home screen, and I'm going to fix this Google icon because you showed us how to do that. But I had a problem. So when I'm going to turn on ManyCam before I go to one of our webinars. Now I had this all filled up, but I created a folder like you suggested for webinars. So I'm clicking the webinar screen. are on my Stream Deck, and these are all the websites, and I need to fix. I want to learn how to fix these to put pictures here. So these are the icons that I use during Mondays with Mert or any of our webinars.
Yep.
So I have a specific set of images and buttons for the webinar.
Yep.
I was having trouble. I use a program called Family Tree Maker.
Yep.
There's some applications, there's a couple programs, and there are some websites that are, if I'm going to do, what I was having trouble with was the performance on my computer. And what I found the performance issue to be is Chrome. Nothing against Chrome, but that's where the performance on my computer slowed down because I had so many tabs open in Chrome.
Mhm.
So what I have done is made Stream Deck, rather than open 17 tabs in Chrome, I don't open any, but I can get to my emails by
That's great.
by
That's
mouse
fantastic.
click.
That's
So-
fantastic. Yeah.
So let me unscreen share. So I use Stream Deck to get
That's
rid of
fantastic.
the performance problem that I was having. Now, when I shared the screen, you saw I didn't have many icons because I haven't figured out.
Well, let's
how
do
to-
that. Let's do that.
Right.
Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. This is a workshop. Understand what a workshop is with tinkering with tech.
That's why
This
I'm
is-
here.
Yeah, this is you guys using it. I can sit there and teach. I could have done a video for you, but why do that? This is interactive. I want you to do it right now because I want to watch and I want to help you set it up.
Now,
So-
I just remember one more thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I wanted the icon that I wanted to see that tells me there's a folder is these 3 folder icons. So that tells me it's a subfolder. That's a visual for me.
Good.
Now, one thing that I learned, and I'm going to demonstrate this because I did it while you were talking to us. I don't want this button here. I want it down here. So what I'm going to do is drag it.
Yep. And it replaced it. Yep.
And it took me down.
Mm-hmm.
It should have. Let me see what
It
happened.
did. It did. It moved the other one up and moved that one down.
It was supposed to put it in. It did. Oh, whoops! Don't go away. What it's doing is putting. Let me go back up. I didn't do it right. I'm
Okay.
going to put this into this folder. I had to let it turn, and you see it took me to that folder.
Yes. Yes.
So there it is, but it's at that next level, the
Exactly.
level down. So it was a drag and drop.
Yep.
Now I don't have the image to Google, so where did you get that Zoom icon that's on your screen? Because that's a visual. That's a visual for me of what the image is.
Leave it back on there. Leave it. Let us keep the screen share on there. We're gonna do it. Do you have the Zoom icon anywhere on your hard drive or Google Drive or anything like that? Do you have the Zoom icon? That's what I do.
Right, and that's what it's my question really was, where do you get them? And I didn't. I probably have Google on my hard drive someplace, but I don't know that I have Zoom. It's
all right.
my tool.
Take screen share off, and I'll screen share so I can teach you and show you.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So I'm going to show my bottom window again. It should be showing our tinkering site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go type in Zoom icon. And look, all these different things come up.
Okay.
So now I go right here. I go to images and I go to, there it is.
Gotcha.
That's the Zoom icon.
Good.
So what I do is I just right click and I
Yep.
save image.
Yep.
And I save it to the same place.
Right.
It's in the same place every time. So if I wanted the Chrome icon.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yep. So then I just pick the one that I want. That's kind of cool looking. I want that new one. Is that? I can just click that. I can right click it and I can save image as.
That was
I do-
the tip I was looking for.
I do that with everything, Camtasia. And some of them don't do a square. Camtasia icon. You know, some of them won't do a square or a circle or whatever. That's kind of cool. See that that's kind of graphically appealing or whatever. But that's it. I just do that and download it to my computer. Then I have the icons. So I have all my icons. If I go to my Google Drive, I have all my icons in there. So when I go to search, I can just find it and have it. Richard, can you mute please, for the dogs or whatever? So, all right. So that's how I do those kind of things. Let me go to, so hopefully that helps. And that's how you can see some of them I created. Some of them I created. I went into Pixlr, designed them. Like when you saw the two people or whatever in the one of the games, I can't remember, but in Tinkering.
Tinkering, yeah.
Yeah, what I did, like on this one, I went in Pixlr and I just created the two folks. I found a website that had that. So, and it's, you don't have to worry about proprietary or anything like that because I don't really show this. I'm showing this in a private community. I'm not. And then I had two silhouettes of men. And what I did is I just put a red circle and a blue circle. So that way I knew that was my 2-circle one, but it was identifiable by me looking at it. I could just see that. Like the speaker icon, that's kind of cool. The music, you know, I can have a music theme. That's when I start up Tinker and I can just play the theme song. And I just click that and go. I mean, you can create them too. That's what's nice.
The thing that I learned is that we're visual. So whatever icon that you can find that connects for you is the one, because you can label each one at the same time, and you can put it in the top and the bottom, in the center, the text in the top, bottom, center. But the visual is the one that's easiest for me to remember because I know what the icons are, and that's why I'm going, right when we're done, I'm going to go find the icons for the ones that's on my, like I have Zoom, Twitch, and Discord. Yep. And I want an icon.
Identify them, just go right to them. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
All right, I'm going to show you, let me show you okay, so when I do the game show, okay, you talk about identifying. Okay, so if you notice, Debbie and this is what I'm doing. Okay, so when I'm doing this, it's Eddie's turn. He gets a 1. Every single time at 1, and if you notice, it minuses. This is just a spreadsheet, and this is 8. So now they got a chance to get 8. And now it's Eddie's turn again, and I just 7. And I do this. I hit this 1 every time. I hit the timer and then the 1, and then once somebody gets it or doesn't get it, I just select them all and clear it. That's me in the background doing all that. But if you look at the identifier, Debbie and Eddie are team 1, Christina and Mike are team 2, Diane and Andrew are team 3. But notice the colors, red, blue, green. So that's my identifier over here on the Stream Deck, red, blue, green. Team 1, team 2, team 3. So mentally, I'm using those colors to actually go there too. So it's exactly like what you just said. You're identifying by an icon. If I have the hands clapping, they got it right. Boom, hit the clap. You know, I can go immediately to that, and it buys me time. Out on the outside, hopefully, I mean, I don't know, but hopefully it seems like just a flow. Everything's just going and flowing and working, but I'm back there doing a whole bunch of stuff, getting ready with the next word, putting it in the Hangout box, going out and getting comments while I'm getting comments. You know, there's a lot going on that you don't get a chance to see, but all that to make that, which I think it turns out pretty cool. I mean, I really do. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a challenge to me. You know, it's just a fun challenge for me.
When was the last time you walked away from a challenge?
That's true. But the Stream Deck, you can see how much that helps. You can see how much of a tool that really, really helps.
And doing the webinars that we do, I have it set up that I have the scores that I create. I have a countdown as we're getting ready to bring up the webinar. I have a countdown clock that is on the screen instead of me, so that Mert knows when the time starts, because she doesn't, she's just doing something else. But if she wants to know how long until we have a start, I have a one of my buttons on Stream Deck says countdown.
Perfect.
We're in a game show, and I have a scoreboard, the spreadsheet that you did.
Mhm.
I have that as an icon, and I don't need it all the time. And what I was noticing is I had those stuff ready on my computer all the time, and I was having performance issues. So I said, well, let me use Stream Deck's right here. I've had it.
Mhm.
I picked up getting it based on conversations you've done with Stream Deck before. I said, I got to have it, and I did. And wow, once I had this performance issue on the computer, I had to address it. And the Stream Deck was the answer, because I don't have to open anything on Chrome until I'm ready for it.
So convenient, right? I mean, that's just so convenient. I love it. Yep. Any other questions? Because the recording is almost an hour now. So I want to, if you have any questions or you want me to add anything or talk about something else, I can do that. Otherwise we can talk afterward. I don't have a problem with that, but for recording purposes, I want to keep this under an hour if I can. Do you guys have any other questions specific to Stream Deck that you wanted to, maybe you're interested in, or maybe, hey, can you do this? Or have you ever done this? Or, you know, did I give you enough information to help you? Like I said, if you have a Stream Deck, I want you to be able to do those things. Like Russ, for you, we added the ability to add the icon on there and stuff. And you can go get animated GIFs too.
Yeah,
you can get
awesome.
animated GIFs that do that stuff too. So it's really
Awesome.
kind of cool. Yeah, really is neat, because that's an identifier. Oh my gosh. You got a question, Mike?
No, I'm just looking forward to them integrating it into StreamYard.
I totally agree with that.
Because I can't mute myself
Mhm.
through XSplit once it goes into StreamYard, because it doesn't pull the audio right. But that might just be me. I just got to play with it more. But
Well, you know what you might be able to do? There may be a workaround on that, because you're talking about just your microphone, right?
yeah,
You might be able to just the system, if you go to system on there, and then, and I don't know this, I haven't done it. There may be a way to just, because your mic is separate, it might mute your mic for you. Your
Yeah,
audio.
like
It might
on the
be
Stream
separate.
Deck, on the Stream Deck in XSplit's setup, there's a mute, but it only mutes it in XSplit, and StreamYard doesn't let me input audio directly from XSplit yet.
Oh, really?
I tried
oh,
a virtual cable and I can't get that quite right yet, but I'll figure it out.
Are
Started
you
it last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Voice meter? Are you using voice meter?
I
No?
don't remember.
Okay, because I
TV
use voice
something.
meter.
Yeah.
I use voice meter, and I'm telling you, that's the only way that I can get it to work. Seriously, that's how I bring the Zoom sounds in. That's how I bring in my sounds through my mic. That's how I bring in Windows sounds. So I have Zoom, Windows, and my mic all separate. So that way, if I want to mute one of those, I can.
Yeah.
So like when I do 1-word clue and 2-word answer,
Yeah.
I immediately hit a button that mutes all the 6 people. Because a lot of times they're like, oh, crap. You know, that's what you hear. You know what I'm saying?
They
and I
know.
don't want that. I know, and I don't want that going out there.
That's what you hear on the inside.
Yeah. No, they actually say it on the, yeah. So what I do is I have the icon going, but I also mute them. I don't have to mute myself, because I know what's going on. So I don't have an issue with that. And I can regulate myself. I can't regulate them. They're going to say whatever they say. So I have that button that just mutes from the voice meter, just mutes the Zoom sound. So the audience doesn't hear it. We hear it in here, you know, like I'll hear, you know, whoever, or, you know, whatever, you know, if Debbie says, oh my God, a 2-word, oh my God, you know, or Terry starts his one or something. I can mute him right away for the audience, which is great. No, so
Or Andrew's not going to cheat until the 10th question.
Right. I can mute that if I want to. So that, to me, that's helped a whole bunch. I mean, that really has. And having that ability to be able to just hit that, you know, quickly on my Stream Deck, because that takes it straight from the source and mutes that sound, which is kind of good. I mean, that adds a lot, especially, and I use OBS, not XSplit. So it's a little different.
I do have a question for you, Michael.
Hmm.
Now, now Stream Deck has a stand. Do you use it straight on the table like you showed us, or do you use the stand?
I use the stand
Okay.
during the game show because my little table that you saw and everything it's a little big. I do
Right.
have I built a nice rest for it and everything. Like here, let's see if I have it still. I don't know. Yeah, I have it. I built a little. It's an angled piece of wood. I don't know how much you can see that. Let me go out. Which is it's very nice because I can put my wrist right here
Right.
and I can just go like that.
And the stand is on the right, correct?
On
right
my
now?
left hand.
No,
On my
no,
left
the
hand.
stand is just to the right of the board table.
The right of the table.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
sure
just
what
off
you mean.
it's just off the edge of the screen.
Yeah, I have a camera right up here
Yeah,
Over
yeah,
there.
but
pointing down.
yeah,
Pointing down.
it looked like the stand, the Stream Deck stand.
Oh, yeah, the Stream Deck stand. Yeah, right here.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. You're talking about the Stream Deck stand. So here I can make this whatever I want, move this, get this right here. I can put different backgrounds. I can put like there's an ocean one, and I have another piece of paper where I can make it green grass. I just change it up. I just change it up all the time. I can make it little pebbles. So I can have different backgrounds just to give it a little different flavor.
Yeah.
You know me. I like to do things.
Yeah.
I like to
Awesome.
tinker. I like to tinker.
What are the dimensions of that Stream Deck?
Good question. Let's see. That's probably about, and I'm terrible with this, but I'm going to say 3x4, maybe 3 inches by 4 inches.
3x5.
3x5. Is that what it is?
Oh, that's really small then.
Yeah. I mean,
Actually,
you can see my-
4.5
By 3 and a
by 3. 3 by, yeah, that's right.
So, but you don't want it too big because I want to be able to reach all these. You know what I'm saying? And 3 rows for me is perfect. It seems to work well for me. I think if I had to go any more, now my wrist I'm having to actually come up off of it. So you have 5 fingers, you know,
Yeah.
five, like somebody bought the new one that they have. I think it's a Max, Stream Deck Max or something.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's a lot bigger. And to me is a lot more productive. You want it for me. I want it quick. It's not about having a button for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because all I want during the game show is this, or when I come in the morning, I only need these 15 buttons. That's all I need. If I wanted a different level, I could create one. I could definitely take like Pixlr out or I don't use Snagit all the time. Right in the middle, I could have a folder that could take me to 14 more if I wanted to. I could do that. But this is perfect because my 4 fingers and my thumb can rest off to the side, and I can access all 5 of these by touch and know right where I am. So it's convenient for me, is all I'm saying. So yeah, I love it. I mean, it works for me. So I'm going to stop the recording. We can chat further. I'm going to stop the recording just for recording purposes.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you guys for showing up. Seriously, because this
Thank you very
interact,
much.
yeah, this
Thanks.
interactive